And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Almost the weekend coming up and almost halfway through the month of October. Hard to believe as we're presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. Check them out at bangtail.com. And, of course, Honky Tonk Texas out there. Appreciate all the work that our sponsors do. You can catch us powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com and also out there on internet streaming radio, hightidecountry.net. Well, I tell you guys, I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. A multi-platinum recording artist, actor, philanthropist. He's done it all here. The man known as Chingy to the Backstage Pass. Chingy, how you doing, brother?
What's up? What's up, man? Just hanging, just chilling. I appreciate you having me on.
Man, good thing. Well, hey, let's start right there, too, because I want to start with the Pullin Me Back featuring Tyrese. You got to perform that hit single at the BET Hip Hop Awards. Congratulations on that, too. And
Thanks.
I know it was a 30-year anniversary tribute. Featured Lil Jon, Ludacris, Nelly, and Bow Wow, some of your closest friends. Tell me about the award show, the experience, and how everything went.
About the award show, the experience, it was a great thing being performing. That's actually, I've never performed on the BET Awards. That was my first time ever performing. Being that I've had a lot of hit records and I used to be on number one on 106 in Park a lot. And that was actually my first time on the So Def anniversary performing on the BET Awards. But Jermaine had me, it was about a lot of the people that had hit records with Jermaine Dupri, was about showcasing that. And so with Pulling Me Back was a number one record that I had with Jermaine Dupri featuring Tyrese, which is a beautiful thing and also a dream come true because when I was coming up around 11, 12 years old, I used to go to Atlanta trying to get signed to Jermaine Dupri, trying to find him and get him to hear my music and everything. So to share the stage with him and Tyrese, and that was our first time ever like doing that together. That was the first time. So people got to see some legendary stuff that at the BT Hip Hop Awards. So shout out to JD and the whole So Def and BT.
No doubt, man. Well, hey, congratulations on celebrating the 20 years since that release of that debut album, which we love Jackpot so much. And of course, the big hit, right Thurr. I'm going to say that too because you changed the language and a little bit of everything.
Yeah, man, I changed the language with that. Yeah.
Hey, as you look back on your career, just talk about some of your most proud musical moments, the collaborations of great artists you've got to collaborate with, and you look back on 20 years. What does that mean to you?
Look back on 20 years, what that mean to me? That just means I made my mark in this industry. I've been in it way before that 20 years. I had been in it another 30 years before that. I tell you about another 15 years before that. So I've been in it a long time. I just didn't have a record deal. But to be in it 20 years and have an album like Jackpot and these hit records like Right There, One Call Away, Holiday Inn, and just all that, man. I got to work with DJ Quick. I got to work with Ludacris, Snoop Dogg. It was just legendary. It was just legendary, man. And so I'm just blessed to be able to have a iconic album and iconic songs that stood the test of time and that are timeless and classic, like an antique, that, even to this day, they still trend. So it's just a blessing, man. And I appreciate being a part of this musical journey of what they call 50 years of hip hop. But I transcend hip hop. I transcend all music genres because everybody loved my music. When my music came out, it went somewhere everywhere. So I don't tend to just think that I'm just this. I don't limit myself to being just this because I make music for all. We can title it hip hop, pop, whatever the case may be, but I make music for all. I want everybody to enjoy it.
Talk about, growing up, and of course, I believe St. Louis, Missouri, in that area right there too, and and around there too, knowing that, we all come from tough backgrounds. It's all tough. We've seen it, neighborhoods, maybe not the best, and then trying to transcend that. You mentioned change the culture, everything there, and take, just something you're good at once you found your passion in life. How cool was it to come up with just the lyrics and to put pen to paper, to write songs, and then to know that I've got a talent. I want to share it with the world growing up in St. Louis. Tell me about that.
Growing up in St. Louis with my individuality and creative abilities, I grew up battle rapping. So I would go to the skating rinks and just, be in my neighborhood and people want me to rap against people. So I kind of grew up like battle rapping. That's what I did until I found out that because I always wanted to get on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I found out just kind of how to make radio-friendly records, commercial radio-friendly records, I wanted to kind of master that so I can get on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where songs like all the songs you've heard, that's where those catchy hooks and everything stem from, me wanting to get my music on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of stuck with that and just ran with it. After that, there was I still can battle rap and I still can, do that. But
Mm-hmm.
after figuring out how to get my songs on radio, I just kind of stuck with the catchy hooks, melodic verses and melodic catchy hooks, and just kind of ran with that.
Yeah, I love the production of the records too. Talk about that, because a lot of artists
Track
tell me
stars
too, when they get into the writing side of it too, they take, and just a beautiful lyrics that come from nothing to turn something into too, from lyrics they put down on paper. But then the real work begins stepping into the studio and the producers you work with for these tracks too, right?
The producers that I work with for my first album, the Track Stars.
Mm-hmm.
We got together, and I knew Sham from the Track Stars from growing up talent shows and stuff. Sham was in a well-known group here in St. Louis in the early 90s called Out of Order. And so we used to always be in talent shows with Sham and them, and that's how I knew Sham. But Sham had a partner, Zoe, who he had created a production team with. And in 2002, the summer of 2002, fall 2002, we just kind of got together and started creating. And a lot of 95% of what you heard on Jackpot was us creating. And some of those songs I had before, like Right There, I wrote that first verse and hook in 96.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in 2003.
Correct.
And so some of that stuff I had, but some of the stuff I had organically made when we was working in that little apartment, coming up with music. Like Holiday Inn, I had this girl that I was seeing over to the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam, I remember he had the MPC, and he was just kind of trying to get a drum pattern down. And so it was just like doom, 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 doom. And I remember I was sitting right there listening. I was just like, I told the girl, I say this, what you doing? I told her to say that. And I was just like, she'll say that. And I'll be like, nothing, chilling. As Sham was hitting the beat pattern on the MPC. And I was like, nothing, chilling at the Holiday Inn. And then I tell her to say, who you with? And then I'll be like, me and my piece, won't you be for your friends? I tell her to say, what we gonna do? And I'll be like, feel on each other and sip on. So it organically came together like that. Like literally Sham was making that drum pattern, and I told her to say that while I was making up stuff in my head and what I was saying. And then Zoe, who was Sham's partner, Zoe was in a band called Vegas, and Zoe played the keyboard. So when Zoe would come over later, he would lay down the keys and put instrumentation over top of the tracks that me and Sham would lay as far as the vocals and the drum patterns. And that's kind of how that project happened.
Mm-hmm. I love that too. And those beats just come naturally, and the verses and the lyricism is key there too, no doubt. We got to take a quick time out, get a word in for our friends at Bangtail Whiskey, and more with Chingy coming up. We're going to talk about Chinglish, which is the latest album out there across all the digital platforms. And of course, we'll talk about some shows coming up over the next few weeks here at the Sports Guys podcast.com. And of course, out there, hightidecountry.net. More with multi-platinum recording artist and actor, philanthropist Chingy here on the Backstage Pass. A lot to talk about here. Word from our friends. It's time to drink. My throat's scratchy. Bangtail Whiskey right here on the show. Word from them. Get it at bangtail.com. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show, presented by our friends over at Banktail Whiskey and Honky Tonk Texas. Next week, country icon superstar Josh Turner here on the Backstage Pass, and a whole lot more here. Again, Chingy joining us here on the show at HighTideCountry.net and powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com. You know, I got to ask you about this because I wear my Cardinal hat too, and I know you're wearing that St. Louis cap before. And I'll tell you, back in the day, I'm actually going, Chingy, to Game 1 of the American League Championship Series this Sunday night. Prime time with the Astros and Rangers, the Texas Rangers, Houston Astros playing there. Give me some of those teams kind of growing up. Was it the Cardinals? What was it? Baseball, NFL, basketball, being a sports fan? Tell me about some of that.
Actually, you know what? Growing up, I played baseball.
Okay.
I played soccer and football. I didn't play basketball, but even growing up and this was all when I was like 7, 8 years old growing up. But when I got into music, that all of that pretty much became behind me. That pretty much was I put on a back burner because I knew music is what I wanted to do. And so I don't keep up as much. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I love the Cardinals. I like baseball. I do. I like baseball. I appreciate all the sports. But I ain't like a sports head.
Got you. Okay, I got you. Hey, the passion was music, brother. You got to follow it. Nothing wrong with that.
It overrode everything.
It did, no doubt. Hey, you mentioned
and I was good. I was good at football. I was good at soccer. I was good at baseball. I was good at all of them. All of them. Like I was the fastest on my football team. I was the running back. Like I was good at it all. But music just took over.
I got you. Hey, like I said, you went pro in music and became a professional, solid professional, and you could have gone pro in at the same time. Yep. Of course, I know there's more notoriety now, more technology for kids to use who are good at all high school sports they play and some at college, and they got the eye on them now, and you got more scouts compared to when you and I grew up in the 90s.
People don't realize that. Like when I was growing up, we had to really get out here in the street and go out of town to be heard.
True.
We couldn't press a button and millions of people heard our song. Like, you know what I mean? So we really had to get out here and put the work in physically.
You know, with the great songs you mentioned, right there, Holiday Inn, of course, and everything else. I know that, even today, Billboard Hot 100 chart, of course, and hot rap songs and things like that, and hot R&B, hip hop songs, all the charts and everything. When you found out these songs were going global, mass hits out there too, of course, the record deal and everything. What did that make you feel going through a young age, knowing an artist is very successful? Because you look at it today, and people always talk about success does not happen overnight in this business. It takes a long time and a lot of sacrifice to get some of these major hits. When you got word that those songs were on those major charts, tell me about just the emotions and things that you were feeling too. Like, man, this is validation. My hard work has really paid off.
So how I felt when it all happened, so I was locally, I was in a group called Without Warning locally, and we were known. We put out music. We had music on the radio. We had videos. And so really, when I heard it on the radio and stuff, I didn't get overexcited. When I knew that it was becoming a big deal is when I went on promo tour after we shot the video for Right There in March of 2003. I went right on promo tour after that. And so when I knew it was becoming a big deal is when they start telling me, okay, you're selling 90,000 records a week consistently. And then I started seeing my videos becoming number one, records becoming number one and charting. And this is when I knew it was becoming something. Just hearing it on the radio didn't verify nothing for me because I've had songs played on the radio. But then when it was like spinning uncontrollably on the radio, I was like, yeah, this is different. And so my feeling was I was excited. I appreciated it, but I didn't take it for granted.
True.
You know what I mean? So I appreciated it all with a smile, but I knew I had to still work hard. And that's what I did. And the reason that project sold millions of records is because I was out there putting the work in.
True.
And the record company was holding it down. But I was out there putting the work in, like for real.
When you talk about collaborations and all the artists that have been featured on some of the jams you put out and all the great songs, is there a favorite collaboration for you, or is it kind of like, I got to meet all these great people and then kind of pick their music and kind of get their feedback on it, and then just some great collaborations you've done over your career? Does any one of them stand out, or multiple?
Of course, great collaborations that stand out for me is the collaboration with Janet Jackson, the collaboration with R. Kelly, the collaboration with UGK Bun B, the collaboration with Jermaine Dupri. But mostly I would have to say Janet Jackson, because Michael Jackson, may he rest in paradise, is who made me want to be an entertainer. And so to get to perform, to get to do a song with Janet Jackson, and I talked to her on the phone, and she told me how much she appreciated it. And her manager used to tell me how she always said how handsome I was. So that was a bonus. That was cool too. And I remember one time I went out to the club with it was Janet, I think it was a couple more people, and her manager, and we went out to the club, and she just kept staring at me. She kept staring at me. I was nervous. I was spooked too. I was nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, she keep on looking at me. I try to look away. But that was pretty cool, man. It's Janet Jackson, legendary icon, Michael Jackson, Jackson family. And so that was just a beautiful thing.
I love Chinglish, and we'll tell you about this. I want to get some comments here from you and some highlights off this record. It's another fantastic album that you put out, rave reviews from People Magazine and, of course, BET already at the same time. When you guys put out Chinglish, tell me the purpose and the choosing of the right songs to put on the record, and also putting out more great music that you guys probably had written in advance of this record to put on this record, right?
Yeah, of course. A lot of these songs from the Project Chinglish came out June 16th, which was Tupac's birthday. And if you ain't got it, everybody go get it, stream it. Chinglish by Chingy. A lot of these songs, of course, I've done like years ago. I got so much music, man. I got hard drives full of music. So I was just like, you know what? I need to go and put an EP out. I need to put something out. Let me go through the songs and see what I feel should go on this project. And Chinglish just represents my truth. My me, myself, and I, my terminology, my way, my wisdom, my honesty. And so Can't Blame Me was the first record on the album, in which I'm just kind of talking about trials and tribulations, false rumors, and people that don't have my best interest, and just fake love.
Yeah.
And which is a great record, and I produced that. So it's been getting received very well, the video. After that, I released That Good, which is, if you like Pullin Me Back or One Call Away, you'll like That Good, because it's one of them Chingy records dedicated to the ladies and, seducing the ladies. And so That Good I produced as well. And then third, we released Rewind Time, which was just about fallen soldiers, past family, friends who have passed on or locked up and don't have their freedom. And it's just me kind of showcasing lyrical rap skills as well. And then when the record dropped June 16th, we released Ballin'. And Ballin', not in the sense of material wealth, but spiritual currency. And I'm just going through kind of my life and a lot of situations that led me on a spiritual path and put me on that journey. And it's a great project.
It really is.
Project, Chinglish.
Yeah, it's great out there. Make sure you guys go stream it across all the platforms. I loved All Cap. Tell me about this one. How this originated. I love this one.
Yeah, All Cap actually. Okay, so I was on the Millennium Tour in 2019. So All Cap and Rewind Time, Ballin', a lot of those records I did, like I said, years ago. And All Cap I did on the Millennium Tour in 2019 in Burbank, California. We was off in California, and I went to the studio, got with a friend of mine, Tom, went to the studio in Burbank and just recorded All Cap. And that's how it came out, and like to let the people know, I don't, a lot of people talk about they doing it and, they got it like that, but they be capping, and I'm not. I'm really living it.
No doubt. I love this one. You get to do this, and honestly, this had to be a memory that you last a lifetime. Embarking on that Armed Forces Entertainment International military tour, Japan, Guam, and of course South Korea. You perform for our servicemen and women. Thank them so much for what they do and the sacrifices they make for this country. Tell me all about that and just how that was over in those great countries to perform for our servicemen and women. Just, I mean, it lasts a lifetime for you, right?
Lasts a lifetime. And I'm no stranger to going over and performing for the troops and the people who hold this country down. I've done it in Iraq, Alaska, Hawaii, and going over there to South Korea, Japan, Guam, man, it was a beautiful thing. They gotta get entertainment too. You know what I mean? They gotta have fun too and see some of their favorite artists. And so, you know, we went over there. I was over there for a month of August, and they enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. They enjoyed it, man. It was going down. Everybody was having fun. The shows was packed. And I went to the bases and met everybody and just hung out. And so it was just fun. Just like it was fun for them, it was fun for me, man. You know, you gotta appreciate people put their life on the line to, you know, to protect and serve the people. And so it was a beautiful thing.
No doubt, too. We'll come back. Final segment with Chingy. We'll get into a little rapid fire segment and, of course, talk a little bit about maybe hobbies and, of course, what he likes to do in his free time, and definitely get into a little bit more music talk here on the show, the Backstage Pass. A word from our friends at Bangtail Whiskey and Honky Tonk Texas. More with the icon Chingy here on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
And, of course, the weekend almost coming up. And next week, Josh Turner here on the show, Carolyn Don Johnson, a whole bunch more here in the next few weeks here. Back here with Chingy on the Backstage Pass, presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey and, of course, out there, Honky Tonk Texas. So I love video games. I had to get into this with you because I love the one which was Need for Speed, I believe Underground 2. And I remember that the soundtrack you had for that video game.
Getting it.
How about this came together? Because I actually loved playing the game, listening to that soundtrack.
Yeah, I think that was Getting It was on there, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Getting It was on there. I don't really remember exactly how. And Need for Speed, like, was a game I used to always play. So to have that track on Need for Speed, me and my friends used to play the hell out of that. I used to love playing Need for Speed, man. So to have my record on there was like, that was just really cool. You know what I mean? That's like a dream come true. Because I really remember when we used to play Need for Speed and just be playing and having fun, and I was not Chingy at all. And so to have my song on there when I became Chingy, and it was just huge, man, just huge.
You know, I got to ask you, in any line of work, no doubt you put the work in. You mentioned there back in the day, the record label was doing their thing. You're out there working it and making those songs, hit songs. Give me some advice, or give the artists out there that really listen to my show and a newer artists that are taking place in these competitions like Idol, The Voice, and things like that want to go out there and put their music out there. What advice would you give to younger artists today?
What advice I would give to younger artists today? Stay focused. Stay focused. Perfect your craft, and, you know in yourself. Don't believe in yourself. Know in yourself, and it shall happen. I'm living, because I was that individual before who gets discouraged and doesn't think it can happen. Well, I'm living proof that dreams come true.
Yeah,
living proof when you stick to it and you dedicate it. You got to stay dedicated. I stay dedicated, and I love it from the bottom of my heart. Pure love. So when it's pure love, things just start to come. You just stay focused and keep working. Things just start to come. That's how the energy works. 369 creative mind, energy, vibration, frequency. And that's how it works throughout the universe, throughout nature. throughout existence. This is how it goes. It's an ebb and a flow. It's just like a lot of people tend to think cold and hot is two different things, but really what it is cold just gets hot. If you look at a thermometer, cold just gets hot. It's the degrees in between where you take it to where you want it to go. And so we have to be as that, you know, to create that balance. Cold and hot, you want it warm, that's the balance that's in between.
No doubt.
And so that's within all things.
No doubt too. I remember you put out a song way back when, and I was trying to think of what year this was, but I believe it was called Fly Like Me.
Fly Like Me, yeah, my fourth album in 2007.
2007. Tell us about how this one came together.
Actually, fun fact is on that album, Hate It or Love It, when I came out 2007, I wanted to do something different. So I had Ludacris write that.
Oh, wow.
Ludacris wrote Fly Like Me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to do something different, and I wanted to work with Chris in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wrote that, and I just said it. I remember going over his house, and he had laid it down, and I just went in and just reset it. And so it was just something fun I wanted to do. I mean, we all know I can write hit records. I mean, my biggest record to this day right there is just me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'll teach you a lot to know that you don't need anybody to make a hit record but yourself.
Mm-hmm. True.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I was to do Holiday Inn, if I didn't get Snoop or Chris on there, that song will still be big because it was just the jingle of the hook and just the style of my melodic flow. Mm-hmm. But I recorded that over Chris' house. It was a single, great record. And yeah, man, it was just, that's how it went down. Yeah, Chris wrote that and I said it, and it was just me having fun and wanting to work in a different way with Chris, who, you know, Ludacris.
One of my other favorite ones you did out there too, and this had to be a lot of fun, called Dim Jeans, and I love Dim Jeans, which was
once again Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri.
So I'm gonna tell you why, how Dim Jeans came about.
Okay.
I heard Grills by Jermaine Dupri, that beat, and I was like, damn, Jermaine, I need a beat like that. That beat is hot. So if you listen to Grills and then go listen to Dim Jeans, you'll see some of those elements from Jermaine Dupri, because I wanted a track that sounded kind of like that beat. I love that beat. And so I remember I went to Jermaine's studio and we just worked. We just worked and it happened quick. I laid it down, me and him laid it down quick. But that's how that song came about. I wanted him to make me a beat like that Grills beat.
I love it too. No, it's a great, again, just great music, and the idea and the things that go on in your head. Like I said, the ideas, the entrepreneur, the things that you've done in the past and no music. And you're right. It just takes the person itself to put the work in, to put a hit record out there too, and know your craft and do it very well. Hey, what do you like to do in the fun time, Chingy, when you're not doing music? What are some of the hobbies?
When I'm not doing music, I like watching movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I like watching movies. I like playing pool. I like to bowl. I like to meditate. I like to read. And to be honest, I like to just be. Yeah. I like to just be and appreciate existence and do nothing.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Eh?
Because we wasn't born to just work till we drop. Yeah. We didn't get this beautiful existence to just work till we drop and not appreciate just being here on this beautiful planet. So, you know, sometimes I like to just be.
You know, you've graced a lot of great stages over the years. Is there one stage for you that you've not stepped on that you'd like to step on?
One stage I would like to step on. I haven't performed on Rolling Loud.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, which is cool, but I know I haven't performed on that, which is, you know, that'll be fun. But whatever, I'm gonna keep going. I let her perform wherever. It's all good. It could be 2 to 20 to 200,000 people. It's gonna be the same show with me. I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
The fans of the fans, no doubt too. Hey, give me some of the Chingy favorite foods out there. What do you like to cook? What do you like to eat out?
I'm vegan, plant-based.
Okay.
So I like vegan wraps, black beans, quinoa. Get some steamed veggies in there, some guacamole. I'll do a Subway sandwich. veggie Subway sandwich. Yeah, I'm pretty much plant-based, and sometimes I eat once a day, like at noon.
Mm-hmm.
I may eat before 6, but after 6 I don't eat. I try not to eat. So I'm very disciplined with my diet.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to stay in shape for the line of work that you're into, no doubt. Hey, what was the first song? Could be yours or maybe a cover or something else. What was the first song you ever performed live on stage in front of an audience?
The first song. Now the first song I've ever performed live on stage as an audience is when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
like 10 years old, and it was a song of mine called "Knuckle Up."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so yeah, that was like a 90, 89.
I like that too. So for some people, it takes a lot to remember something like that too. Well, I tell you what, hey man, I appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Backstage Pass. Love the record. Chinglish is out there across all those digital platforms, my friend. And hey, continued success going forward. And would love to have you back. Hope you enjoyed the chat, man.
Hey, Brandon, man, I appreciate the show. I enjoyed the show. Anytime you want to talk to Chingy, you let us know, and we make it happen, man. I appreciate you. Peace and love. Love and light to all the fans out there. Follow me at Chingy, Instagram, on all the platforms, and get that Chinglish album streaming right now. It's going down. Your boy Chingaling. Peace and love.
Love it, man. The one, the only Chingy here on the Backstage Pass, presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey and, of course, Honky Tonk Texas. We'll see you tomorrow, a show in the afternoon. And, of course, Josh Turner coming up next week, presented by our friends over there, Bangtail Whiskey and, of course, Honky Tonk Texas. Catch us at hightidecountry.net and big sports weekend coming up, ALCS, Rangers, Astros, and, of course, the Diamondbacks, the National League Championship Series, and the NFL coming back for Week 6. Hard to believe tonight. Broncos and Chiefs. We'll see you guys on the flip side tomorrow. Thanks to Chingy and his camp. Go download and stream Chinglish out there across all those digital platforms. We'll see you soon from all of us here at the Backstage Pass.